Hello, everybody. Welcome to the RSC EUB stream. Beside me is Smokey Bear. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Kieran. We've got some fantastic matches up here tonight in the playoffs, and I get to do the first one with you, bro.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. So, looking through what we have up here in the upper bracket, we have Esport Berg facing off against Team Serene. So, first in the Glaciers Conference versus second in the Ignis Conference. Smokey, you did all the research. Take us through some of the stats.
We got some very impressive stats here for both sides. I think that they were looking pretty even. Esportsberg in the season, 24 wins to 12 losses. Team Serene, 22 wins to 14 losses. 90 goals for Esportsberg, 92 for Team Serene, 58 scored against Esportsberg, and 61 scored against Team Serene. So that's a 32 for Esportsberg goal difference, and a 31 for Team Serene. So, Kieran, I think both of these teams are going to be absolutely flying some shots at each other this evening.
Well, yeah, certainly. So, you can't go top of a conference without scoring plenty of goals, and these teams knew how to get towards the top of their conferences. Obviously, Team Serene were able to beat Illusory in the upper round one. A lovely little sweep there to get through, and now they face Esportsberg. So, looking at some of the players that we'll have upcoming here, one thing that I would love to point out is Nim. He has spent the most time in the conference at supersonic speed, and overall is 7th in goals. So, Smokey, what do you think of that? What do you think we're gonna see throughout this series from Nim?
Yeah, I think that number one time in Supersonic goes to say for a lot, doesn't it? Along with those 7 goals. And controlling the average speed at this level of play is something that is pretty critical to the game. Along with the rest of Team Serene, Temper, numbers 6 in shots, and number 3 for overfill stolen. So it's going to be interesting to maybe watch Temper rotating in after an attack and maybe stealing some boost, maybe getting some bumps in there. And Gom, number 1 for saves, and number 3 for average boost amount as well. So you can see, just maybe how reliant this Team Serene could be on boost, and maybe if Esportsberg can turn that around on them. And having a look at some of the stats there, Icon for Esportsberg, number 1 for demos, Kieran, and number 5 for goals. Some pretty impressive stats, and maybe we'll see some destruction on the back line.
Well, yeah, you know me, I love a good old demo. It's something I find very, very fun. Obviously, it opens up the space on that backline very well. And, being number 1 in demos means you have something to prove. So maybe Team Serene will have to be on the lookout, or maybe Nim will be fast enough to get away from him and dodge him. But other than that, I think we have a series on our hands in just a few moments' time.
One more thing I'd like to point out as well is a welcome to the RSC to Motion, who is a new signing for Team Serene. Also in prior made it to Salt Mine 3 close qualifiers before going out in the lower bracket second round. So, some really impressive players on the field. We got Lifox and Flo as well. Flo is number 4 for win percentages. Lifox is number 2 for shots and assists as well. These players are absolutely brilliant at this game, and they're going to give us a brilliant matchup here tonight. Here's our first kickoff, 5 minutes on the clock, Kieran, and we've got a straight cheat kickoff here straight away, and it's just getting a little bit feisty, a little bit scrappy straight off the bat. You can tell both of these teams, they're eager here, Kieran.
Well, apparently neither of these teams will want to slowly get into this series. We're going to have Icon looking to quickly grab a goal.
Oh!
Back it goes to Nagflow, I think. And that was just absolutely fantastic. A little 1-2 play. Icon over to Nagflow and just slots it top left. That it's the first free goal.
It was all in about the defence as well, talking about making the most of that tight space. That was exactly what they did there, managing to play the ball horizontally along the ground and creating a goal from it. Now here goes Temper, Icon there, meets it up from the backboard now with a bit of pace, trying to set up Flow there. Flow all the way to the backboard, but a good dive up there from them. It's going to be Lee Fox this time, across to Icon. It's going to fall a little short. Gom might be able to make a play into this one here. No, it's going to be Flow to the backboard, Temper up to it. So you can see the backboard's going to be utilised a lot here tonight, Kieran. And, I think it's just going to be who makes those mistakes on the backboard that could be quite critical as well. What do you think?
Well, yeah, certainly. Mistakes do seem hard to come by in Premier, but they happen nonetheless. They happen at every rate of play. We saw Zen own goal, but this one could be a very costly mistake because Icon is able to get a brilliant 50, puts it in the middle for Lee Fox. And just over a minute into the game, and Esportberg lead Team Serene 2-0 over to Lee Fox, the man who made it all the way to, I think, the top 8 or the top 4 in the CRL World Championship. He's got his title on, and he's showing that he's deserved it. Yeah,
I was going to say, well, definitely showing off the moves tonight as Lee Fox and Esportberg. Now, Temper, Gom, Team Serene trying to pile on an attack now after being 2 goals down in game number 1. A chance to shake off the shoulders. Icon having to play it off the back post there to try and keep it away from the net, trying to keep away that pressure, trying to keep away that possession from Team Serene. And now Gom manages to get the flip reset down, but only plays it off to Lee Fox. Lee Fox only plays it up to Temper. A bit of back and forth here, getting a bit scrappy again in the midfield. Everybody wanting to get involved. The average distance between the players is very short right now, Kieran. Here goes Gom trying to have another one, but it just falls off the flow.
High intensity play, not a moment to rest really. As you see, Temper had absolutely no space in that corner to make a play still though. Gets it over to Nim. And now you'll try to pop this one off the corner, though Lee Fox reads it, ready to collect it, gets a good 50. And now Flo just can't follow through on his initial touch. And now Temper will be able to bring this one back up the field. Looks for a little ground pinch. Sent away by Flo, but still Team Serene bringing the attack. Gom's shot just put wide. So Nim will pass this one back to Temper and they'll start all over again.
And now it's back into the middle once more. Everybody full send mode indeed. Gom there trying to full send towards the backboard. Nim up there finds Temper, but Flo gets in front of that one fast. It didn't want to take another second there. Didn't want to risk that chance. Now Temper trying to keep up a furious pace of play here, plays it into the middle, but again only going to fall to Icon. We're not really seeing any strong second card attack here, Kieran. It just does seem to be a bit of composed Rocket League right now. Both teams still eyeing each other up here, but Lee Fox there trying to go for something a little cheeky from the ceiling.
Oh, this would have been spectacular from Lee Fox, but not yet to come. Gone now after the backboard, looking for their first goal, looking for their opener. They do have to get 2 back to send this one to overtime, otherwise Berg will have the lead in this best of 5. I feel like we're going to see a lot in this series. Gom, what can he change about it? And a lovely little touch, sends it back to Nim. I don't know if that was intentional, but it certainly paid off. Off the ceiling he goes, and he just completely sends Flo. And Nim is able to put that one in the top left. I said they needed 2 goals. They've got half of it, and with a minute 30 left, this game is far from over.
Yep, Gom just absolutely sat that on a plate for Nim. Nim had a little photo, little picture perfect Instagram post there, bang into the back of the net. Absolutely super stuff there from Team Serene. And if they can keep up more of these infield passes, Kieran, if they can keep holding off Esportberg's relentless attack right now, and well, my goodness, they're doing it. Here comes another one from Nim, rolling all the way down. Flo's going to keep that out for now, not for long. Temper back into the middle. It's a big clear out from Icon. This could be another chance here for Team Serene. Gom, though, off the backboard, no. Flo is straight up to that one, like we said. You know, they're not going to give up any bit of space there, especially on that crossbar.
Yes, now Gom trying to just create some space. Still shut down by Leafox. Has possession of the ball once again, and the same man getting it right back off him. Nim, however, on the backboard misses the shot and gets bumped away. He does actually put him in the third man position, so could end up positive for Team Serene. Means they could get more boost, get some players back, and as we see, they're able to get right back on the counter attack. Nim shut down again. Still, though, they have possession of the ball in the corner. Nim will have to turn on this one. Pops it round Lee Fox almost, but he gets a good 50. This one's free.
Oh!
God, he's put it off the post. Call apparently Jack, because apparently this one's come off the post.
Do you know what that was? Maybe just for Icon there, a little bit of a breathing moment. Maybe if we were 1-1 or 2-2 indeed, that could have been a little bit closer. Can Team Serene do anything now before the buzzer to create an overtime here in game number 1? Nim putting it up into the air, but Lee Fox is going to try and place that one all the way down on the ground. Taking game number 1 for eSport Berg, and it's an interesting start for them here in the series. And it was a really, really strong performance from both these teams, and I think eSport Berg, they managed to run away with it in that little first part of that game, Kieran. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think it was just Team Serene just maybe trying to get into the position, sort of expecting, learning what to expect to come from eSport Berg, but other than that, I think they were better towards the second half of the game there. Otherwise, I think Team Serene will be able to rebound. They will be able to take games. It doesn't seem like they were really dominated throughout that. They actually, eSport Berg did have most of the field domination, though that mostly would have come from the first 2 minutes of the game. However, Serene are definitely not out of this series. They have more than enough of a chance to get back into it. And Smokey, I think we have one brilliant series on our hands.
Absolutely. I was going to lead on with that there after you as well about how in this, I was talking about that first half of the game. I was talking about eSport Berg. They were looking pretty dominant. They had Team Serene pinned back. They had them, as I was saying, there without boost, pinned back, and they managed to get 2 really good goals on them. But after that, Team Serene, they solidified it. They managed to get that Hard Rock Shell back on their defence, and they didn't let them score anymore. They did only manage to get 1 back, however, and of course only 1 goal is going to win you a match here. However, it says a lot for them about how they might approach it here in this game number 2. And a very quick note as well, Kieran, we didn't get to do predictions, but I was going to say Team Serene 3-2.
Yeah, that certainly seems like a reasonable prediction. They're the better half of the second game. Of the first game, sorry. Obviously, the only one to score a goal after that 2-minute 30 mark, and they're going to get the opener here. Nim with a beautiful carry. Sometimes you complain about your opponent saying, how does he still have boost? Had enough. It doesn't bump Icon, but it doesn't matter. Gon placed this high in the middle of the net, and there we go. They hold the lead in game 1 early.
It's an excellent lead for them here, Team Serene in game number 2, just after taking that game number 1 loss. And look at the determination from them. Look at the furiosity here from Temper trying to play that one into the middle. But Lee Fox, no, the save from them, the supersonic speed coming in clutch, Kieran.
Well, he had to be fast to get that ball, and that's what he's been all season. That was absolutely fantastic from Nim. Just about got the touch away from the goal. Now, Icon, what can he do about this? Gom, though, 50s him. That goes out to the left. Temper actually has some space. Has about half a tank of boost. Puts it into the midfield. Nim is first to the ball. Will look for the double sent away by Lee Fox. However, Temper now out of boost. Puts it back into the midfield. Nim won't be able to do anything about it. Gom back, just making sure he can guard his goal. And he'll go off the backboard and off to the wall. Shut down once again. And now here come eSport Berg. Have the better half of the pressure now, it would seem. Drops in towards the midfield. Free shot for Icon. Slots it bottom left. And we have a tie game.
Yo, the punch from Flo here is just insane. I was talking about picture perfect. That was perfectly aligned with that post there on that corner point of the crossbar. What a beautiful pass. What a way to equalise here for eSport Berg. And Icon, nice finish as well. Now it's going to be that attack from Team Serene. They're going to want to put up a second goal, and fast here. However, My goodness, it's looking like it's going to be a delight for goals tonight as these players are truly giving it their all out here. Icon having to watch that back one into the corner. Look at Nim closing in, manages to play it into the middle, but Lee Fox there, and Flo both getting involved on the line. That was close stuff, Kieran.
Yeah, Levox and Flo, some teamwork to put that one away from their goal line. Still though, here come Eastportberg once again, trying to prove why they were number one in their conference, but it's just popped over Flo by Gom. Now Lee Fox once again looking to set up a teammate. Unfortunately, can't get any more on this ball. Big demo though, and now Gom slowed down, and another demo coming out from Flo. And it's going to put it into the midfield. Icon could be looking for the free shot. And it's saved away by Gom off the post. Lee Fox though, faking out both of the Team Serene players. Eventually, though, they get it away. Still, though, more defending to do. Flo, what can he do? It's going off the backboard and Temper just clears it away, though. Only as far as Icon comes off the ceiling, looks to set up a teammate who will be the first to support Lee Fox. And Gom is able to collect. Can't, however, get it over the ball. And Smokey, it seems like Team Serene get away for now, but that was scary.
That was a tense moment indeed. We saw a couple of them. Oh my goodness, we had another one there. Nim having to come in clutch again. My goodness, this Esportsberg team right now is punishing this Team Serene defense, but they just can't get it in the net this second time. A lifeline, like you say, for Team Serene here in this game. And if they can just manage to get a sneaky wee counter-attack back up the other side of the field, they need to hold on to possession. You can see them doing that now. They do not want to give that away. Here goes Lee Fox. Lee Fox has stole it. Tries to go in off the crossbar, but there's one too many Team Serene players there to see away that Esportberg attack. Now Gom having to go up there from the back, trying to take it full court. Temper, oh my goodness, rising up with the heat of the flames in the moment, but Lee Fox, cool, calm and composed, keeps that one away. Here comes another furious attack. Only 1 minute, 10 seconds left on the clock. This would be a great time for Team Serene to take a second goal here in this series, but it just doesn't seem to be it for now.
Well, Team Serene will be looking for it. It could be Temper. No, you didn't speak quite too soon. Big pitch though, downfield it goes. Gom is able to pop this one backwards and will be able to follow it off his own backboard. Has a reset to keep going. We'll look for the extra one. He will. Icon now puts this off his own backboard. Both Temper and Nim up for it. It only goes to the right side. Temper though able to collect the boost. Icon will bang this down the field. Shot comes from Lee Fox. He's safe for Gom, however. And now good fake on the wall. And he'll keep it on that wall as well. Charging up the field, looking for that goal for Team Serene. Flicks it across. Will leave the boost actually for Temper. Icon does clear his lines for now. Only as far as Nim, who can bang this towards goal if Flo able to get a touch to that. And it looks like this game is destined for overtime.
10 seconds left. Oh my goodness. That was a cheeky little cycle up into the middle there. Could it have created a goal possibly? Almost created a counter-attack. And with these dying seconds before the buzzer, will we see one last attack from Flo? Icon back into the middle. Gom's going to get up. Now wait and look at that here, in the ball still in the air. Nim keeps it up, and it's just not enough to bounce on that part of the wall that keeps it up in the air. And here we go, overtime. The kick-off, the furiosity straight away coming out from both of these teams. Both players cheating up pretty close. They want to get involved. They want to be part of this. They want to score this overtime goal, let me tell you. Now here goes Flo up against Gom. It plays perfectly back into the middle for Nim, but can't quite direct it where they wanted to, so it will fall off for an Esportsberg passing play. Now it's going to have to be Flo to take this one on from Temper. Temper here, playing it up, playing it slow, playing it mechanical, playing it front post. Nim diving in, but can't get it either.
That was intense now. Once again, more intensity coming out. Icon, the bang towards the backboard. Temper able to get this one away, and Gom will clear his lines even further. Nim now on the right wall, beaten back out by Flo, who gets it over Temper as well. We'll get to the 50 with Gom. However, still the ball bouncing around in the midfield. Free ball for Nim, it turns out. Good 50. Sets up for Tempo, banks us off the corner. Who's the first up to this? Absolutely everywhere. And apparently Tempo's going to put the shot on net, and Flo able to send it away from now. Nim once again off the backboard. But the goal will not come. We stay in overtime.
A breathtaking save there from Flo. keeping this game in overtime, keeping us here in game 2, keeping us in Forbidden Temple with that epic save. But look at this attack coming from Team Serene. It seems like it's due. It seems like it's overdue. Temple's chopping at the door. Second time. Icon no off the post. Nim tries for the back post. There it is in the net. 1 minute and 34 into overtime. Team Serene take game number 2. And my goodness, with only 2 games, we're all tied up in the series, Kieran. What a game.
Well, Team Serene were not just knocking, they were banging on the door. Open up, it's the FBI. And finally, they are able to break through. 2 games, both 2-1 the score. So these teams both even in terms of goal difference, as we have seen, you know, just the 1 difference between them throughout their season. And look at that, that's an absolutely brilliant performance from both sides. Though Team Serene going out the better of it. This looking like an absolutely intense derby. We've seen one yesterday and one today when it comes to football. But now, what do we have on our hands here? It looks like Game 5 could very well be possible. 3-1 will be the minimum score. It's a close enough series. But otherwise, Team Serene, they have a good run on their hands. They had pretty much all the pressure throughout that overtime, Smokey. What do you think of that?
Absolutely, and I would also just like to point out, you know, Gom being number 1 for saves. You know, we did see some absolutely beautiful saves from the whole team, as well. And you know, I think that goes to say about, you know, defense and defense winning you games, and where they didn't have that in game number 1 from the get-go. And Esportsberg did, you know, from that first game, they've really took that as a good warm-up and just came out swinging with the bats here, game number 2. And then we got game number 3 coming up right before our eyes. You know, and I think we're, you know, we're even at a tie point in the series. You know, both teams have had a really good look at each other now. It's all about going to be who's going to be taking those shots, those critical shots, just like that one we saw at the end of overtime for Team Serene.
Now here we go. No more warm-ups. No more excuses. This is just a small best of 3 essentially now. Now Temper able to flick this one over 1. Goes off the sidewall, gets 50 with Lee Fox. Nim first to this ball. No, only goes as far as Flo. Gets control, reaches one off the ceiling, fakes it, goes low. Gom is just sent past him. Now 1v1 with Flo. Puts it over Nim straight into the net. And that was a lovely solo blow from... Never mind, that was a lovely tap from Icon. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was just
that was a lovely team goal, not a solo goal.
These Esportberg infield short passing plays back and forth, you know, prime SSG, you know, a while back, and you know, I think if they can create more delicious moments like that, then, and another little delicious moment there from Gom too, you know, you need to keep the attack up, both of these teams. You need to keep on piling that pressure on each other. Lee Fox there, trying to create an opportunity with no boost, but it looks like it could be another counter attack. No, denied. Lee Fox maybe even having a go at this one, maybe faked it off for Flo. Flo tries to go a second time, but Gom, the number 1 for saves, clearing that one off the line, and now possibly maybe going all the way full court from the backboard, but no, Icon's going to read that one like a book.
That was once again so close, but like I said, like you said, over at the other end of the field, Gom padding his stats for saves a little bit. Now goes in towards the midfield, looks at a reset, isn't going to be able to get this one. Nim off the sidewall, Lee Fox clears this one away, only as far as Temper, who goes straight off the sidewall again. Puts this one into the midfield. However, none of his teammates able to receive. Nim now will actually get control of this ball. Lee Fox though takes it off him, will look for the double, puts it on net, but Gom saves away once again.
Well, it's, you know, a few moments here in this series that have certainly caught my breath so far. I'm sure it's yourself, same with yourself and some of the viewers, and a big thank you to everyone watching along with us here in the RSC AUB stream and the Premier Playoffs. My goodness, it is a blast here on the B stream. B for a blast, that's how much fun we're having tonight. You can see it with the players as well. They're really getting involved with the play. Lee Fox there can only lay off so far as Temper, but Icon diving up into the sky like an eagle, trying to keep this one away, trying to keep this lead for Esportsberg.
Well, yeah, but this might very well be broken, that shot net. Lee Fox able to send this way for now. Temper now off the ceiling, and Lee Fox will collect once more. Flow now off into the corner. This one getting dangerous off to the backboard. It goes lovely touch from Gom to pop it up. Icon able to get to it. Now, can Temper beat Lee Fox? Not quite. Though he comes and waits on the right side. We'll look for a demo. Does get one. Lee Fox temporarily removed from the field. This one banged up. Temper straight down it goes, and it's saved away once again. Icon looking to double the lead. Resets a kick. Past Nim, and that was spectacular.
A beautiful moment to look back in the history books of RSC EU Premier. Icon there. A beauty of a goal right in the back of the net for eSportberg. That is the 2-0 that they are looking for. And my goodness, was that something juicy to whip up for us, Kieran?
Well, that was actually something, something we could never dream of doing. Maybe in the future. But for now, we just sit and we admire, as we could very well admire this man, Icon, possibly living up to his name, not quite at that moment. And though he does get this 50 into the midfielder, goes Temper, has to save this one away. Gom just pops off the sidewall for Temper. Up the field it goes. Icon looking to continue his play. He's going to get shut down. The flow will grab the boost and will get the touch. Up into the midfield it goes. All Gom can do is send it over to Temper, and all he can do is bang it back to eSportberg. There's still... Nim will get control of this one just because of the flippery set on net sent away. And now the infield pass for Gom is going to 50 out into the corner, but Smokey, we are seeing some intensity coming back from Team Serene that we saw towards the end of Game 2.
Yeah, it cooled off with them a little bit, didn't it, in the start here of this Game 3 when they went a couple of goals down. But look at them now, they're warmed up again, they're on Gom almost with a delicious reset there. Back into the net. Didn't quite work out for them though. They're going to have to get more shots in target, Kieran. They're going to have to play more shots in dangerous areas, try and find some of these infield passes maybe that eSportberg have been doing, and try and find each other a little bit better on the field. We have seen a lot of back and forth here for this level, when we maybe should be seeing some more direct plays between these teams. Now here goes Icon trying to take that one all the way down from the ceiling, but again loses possession. Gom there just trying to punt it right back up the other side of the field. Here goes Lee Fox trying to escape away again, but no boost, zero boost in the tank, can't go quite far with it. But with only 10 seconds left, it's just that time that eSportberg need here in game number 3 to hold on to this victory that they have been working so hard towards all game and all series. And with that ball dropping to the ground, game number 3 goes to eSportberg.
Well, there you go. Icon showing off a little bit in the final celebration screen. Actually, a little, a quite gymnastic pose with his Fennec. But eSportberg do take a 2-1 lead in the series, and Team Serene it's not hard for them to fight back into it. I think if they could bring the intensity they had at the end of Game 2, then they will be able to bring back one more game, and we go to Game 5 where absolutely anything can happen. It could be so tight, it could be so close. Otherwise, we see an absolute blowout in Game 5. It never seems like it's like a 4-2 where it's like sort of close, but it's like, one team is clearly better.
Yeah.
We never see a Game 5 like that. It either has to be super close or it has to be an absolute blowout. So, Smokey, what do you think of that? What do you think we see in Game 4?
Well, I think in Game 4 we need to see more dominance from Team Serene. Team Serene have proved to us here in this series, they've proved to eSportberg that they can do what it takes to defend, to, sponge these missiles, if you will, that eSportberg are firing at them all over the field. But I feel critically that they need to find a little bit more infield play. They need to try and find some possession against this eSportberg team. And I think that on the flip side, that's what's been happening to them and has punished them at some moments. And I think these players are more than, of course, capable. I was going to say, I couldn't even get my words out there because that was just a instantaneous impact there from Team Serene trying to create another goal, and this is exactly what they need to do. Here it is from Temper, it's furious, it's fast, is absolutely fantastic, and this is just what we need from Team Serene. Gone there, getting involved in the sidewall, creating that juicy, delicious angle for Temper into the back of the net, and that is the impact. That is the start that Team Serene need here in game number 4.
Well, Temper did his homework, pulled out the protractor, but Icon seemed to give him a little bit of help. Actually, it did come off the crossbar and onto him. Could have been going in anyway. Still though, Icon does actually convert it into his own net. Nim is able to get this one out for now, and then we'll just pop it up to the ceiling, and Gom is able to follow this one up. Flow over to the side wall where Nim was waiting. Nim, low boost, can't get it away from Leafox. And now he will charge up the field, gets a 50. Off to the back wall it goes, but no, Gom able to connect this one. Goes low, and Temper, the man who just got a lovely angle, off on the side wall. Bangs this one towards the backboard. Leafox gets a connection to it, and will clear it into his own corner, leaving it for Flow to continue the attack.
And now another full court attack coming out. We're starting to see it from both of these teams. They're starting to test just what can they get away with in the air. Just what kind of space can they create? And that space was enough here for eSportberg. Icon slipping up with that one away in the corner. Flow slippery on the front post. And Leafox nicely put right into the middle of the net. And as you will see, that some calculations being done here tonight here in the series. Both of these teams are absolutely fired up. Here goes Temper, trying a little something full court of themselves. Now Gom putting up to the backboard, but Icon gonna read it away with no boost. Has to try and take the 50. Can't keep it through from Nim. Nim sets it up in the front post, but great follow up there from Flow. Will it be enough? Icon, good follow up. Flow has to try and disperse of this danger now. It is coming in hot from Team Serene. Here goes Temper with another one. Plays it off the ground, tries to go for the second one from the bounce up, but it's a great save from Fox, and Flow taking over.
Ground doubles really popularised in the last year. You can see, like, it just gets such an unexpected touch. You could pop it from anywhere low or even into the top corner depending on how you hit it. They're just so unpredictable, but still, Premier players just know that they just have the read of the game, and they were able to send this one away relatively easy, one guarding low and one guarding high. But we stay at 1-1, just approaching half-time, Smokey. And apart from that, we haven't seen too many major attacks come out apart from both of the goals. We'll see if Nim can start one now. Flow, though, will just jump early, gets control of this one, runs out of boost. Gom's able to collect into the midfield. That seems to be Team Serene's plan. A lot of infield passes, but then it just gets sent right back up the other end. This is another one you see. eSportberg are just reading it every time. The infield pass clearly not working well enough. It could do here, but once again, eSportberg know what they're doing, and they send it away on the back line.
Yeah, you can see those long infield passes not working out here for Team Serene. And, you know, the short ones, however, when they can actually find each other on the ball, it's been the same for eSportberg as well. We know they've managed to calculate that one. My goodness, Gom calculated that one. But of course, just off the side of the post, the fourth defender coming in the clutch there for eSportberg. Icon now punting that one up the other side of the field. But look at everybody getting involved in the air. This is a showcase, a spectacle to see. As you were saying, look at the caliber of these players. Look at the decisions that they make. Look at the way they approach the play. Look at the furiousness and the determination of Temper as well. Rifling off that shot. Gom now from the sidewall, keeping up the pace, keeping up the flow. Gets a demo on there. Nim all the way up to the backboard, but Icon there to see that one away.
Yeah, and now here we go. It's to Gom on the right side. That goal seemed to come out of absolutely nowhere. Icon carrying it out to the left side. Gom gets a 50 out of Temper it goes, and he just reads the ball so well, puts it in the top right corner, and Team Serene want to send this to game 5. That's the way to do it. 1-1-1 on the clock. You know, call an ambulance, because but not for me, say Team Serene, because they lead. And now it could be another one. Unfortunately, off the post it goes. The Temper trying to keep up the intense attack. But Smokey, that's a lot better. We expected to see that from Team Serene, and finally they are showing it.
They are showing it. truly and proudly now, and it's all been from the top rope. I believe we're definitely going to need to get some medics involved here, because there is some heart that's going to be going on in the field right now from Gom. My goodness, that is salt to the wind of this game for eSportberg with a cheeky little quick reset into the back post. 3 goals to 1 now. This is the Team Serene that we were looking to see tonight, and it will be very interesting to see how eSportberg can turn this one around, possibly here in 30 seconds. We know what they've created in a space of about 30 seconds. There was one of the shots coming off from Lee Fox, but Temper and Team Serene, they're holding out.
And 23 seconds, 2 demos from Icon coming out. Temper just has to buy time for his team, doesn't really have the boost to do it. And Flo with the backflip shot towards the net, but that save will probably solidify this game. 2 goals, a bit too much for overcoming. Just the final 10 seconds we have remaining with that bang up the field from Nim. This game is well and truly over. Smokey, say it with me, because with this goal, we are going to Champions Field.
Champions Field, baby. That's right. And my goodness, what a way for Team Serene to take us there. They are firing on all cylinders right now. My goodness, there's the ball drop. There's Team Serene taking that game win. And my goodness, they had to work for it.
They certainly did. Oh, that was a brilliant performance, especially at the end from Team Serene. You know, none of the goals were sloppy. You know, they were high quality, and that's kind of what you expect to see. And you know, Gom once again topping the table. He gets the MVP award. He did it in game 2 as well. So we go to game 5. Only one more team will win a game in this series. They won't be knocked out. They will just drop down to the lower bracket. That does make your job so much harder. The winner will advance to the top 3 to the upper final, where they look like they could very well be some of the favourites with the way they are playing. A lot of people rate both of these teams very highly, but Smokey, what do you think? What result do you think we see in Game 5?
Well, my prediction was Team Serene 3-2. You know, I think it is looking pretty good for that right now. But since it was a late prediction, you know, I would just like quite to mention that eSportberg, I think that was the first time I saw them take their foot off the gas a little bit there. But a lot of it did come from the amount of relentless attacks they're coming from Team Serene. You know, I believe it was 12 shots there in total, 6 of them coming from Temper. Like I was saying, absolutely furious performance from them. But eSportberg, a little bit left in the tank here. What have they got for us in Game 5? Here we are in Champions Field, Kieran.
Yeah, Champions Field, where champions are made. Vitality, NRG, and it'll be one of these as well. You know, we've seen magic moments happen on Champions Field. We've seen disastrous moments happen on Champions Field. And these teams will be hoping for a magic moment of their own. But before that, we have to see who will take the first goal. One goal could be all that it needs to win in with that musty from Nim. Just goes off the crossbar. And Smokey, what do you think of this? Team Serene having most of the pressure, but we have so much time left in this game. There's going to be so much happening all over the field.
Yeah, they've managed to come out in the game, starting off in the right way. Nim with a supersonic goal there, showing off that #1 stat. And of course, it was a nice play there from Gom as well, taking the 50 upside down, creating the opportunity that Team Serene needed. eSportberg really need to get that foot down right now. They really need to try and clinch back this game #5. We know that they can do it. They've already showed us live here on stream. Flo there opting for that one. Icon taking a cautious moment back, trying to keep away the play, trying to keep away the pressure. Nice 50 there from Icon as well, diving down to that, getting involved, not giving up 1 inch of space. Lee Fox there can only try and play it off the 50 for Flo. Flo and Gom now in the duel, this time right in the middle of the field, but Gom's going to come out of the victor of that one, passing off to Temper. Temper goes, gets the reset, plays it into the middle, but Icon, the #1 player for Demos, deletes Gom.
There we go. Temper on the back line. though. Nim able to cover him from that backboard. Flow. Off the ceiling he goes. Delayed flip has no more boost to carry on. Just going to leave this one for Icon, but the pinch coming out. God, it would have been on target if not for Leafox. And now this one, once again off the ceiling, Temper gaining control of this. What's he going to do with it? He puts it around Flow. It goes towards net. Leafox sends it away. And now Flow with the free flip to keep it going up the field. But high speed, high intensity predictions coming out. Flow, can he put this one on target? He can. It's slow though for Gom. And it's easy for Team Serene at a minute, but it's going to get a lot more tough.
That's right, and I want to know what all of you guys think in the chat. Who are you guys here to see? Let's see the love for Team Serene. Let's see the love for Esportsberg. Who do you guys think is going to win this game number 5? Alongside myself here and Kieran in the booth, it's been an absolute pleasure to watch these two titans absolutely duel it out tonight. Here goes Temper, cleared off the line from Icon. My goodness, here comes another attack from Team Serene. Here comes another attack from Gom to the backboard. Temper, it was Flox actually that time that managed to keep that one away, and Flo managing to almost run away with it at the other side. It's end-to-end action here in Champions Field.
Wow. Completely something else we're seeing out of these teams. 1-0 still the score. Serene, they hold the lead. This one is going to go off the ceiling. Gom, reset to the backboard, puts a follow and puts this into the back of the net. And with 2 minutes left, they have the 2-goal lead.
And Gom there, look at the creation for Temper. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful there from Team Serene. And Esportberg, with 1 minute and 53 left, they're going to have to work really hard now to get something special here for Christmas. And now Flo there, trying to take that demo into Gom on the other side, but it's just going to counter-attack all the way back up. Now Fox trying to play it into the middle, Flo can't get it. It's a furious pounce there, from Temper, and now Icon with a cheeky musty trying to set up Flo. 2 players there for Team Serene diving up and keeping that one away, and with a counter attack it's looking like it's Fox this game who seems to be Esportberg's last hope.
Yeah, and now it will come to last hopes and last results. The boom from Leafox. Can Flo go onto this? No, he can't. Temper, can he look for a third to seal this game? Not quite. Icon got and Gom. Massive 50 out to the right side. What else can Leafox do with this now? Drops it down. Temper though, first do this. Gom and Nim both up for it. Goes forwards once again. Temper will take this one low. Just buying time. Playing 50s. They don't have to do any more. They have the 2-goal lead. They have the insurance. All they have to do is let Esportberg try their best and just shut them down. All they have to do is hold all the boost, and that's what they're doing. They're just hogging it. Temper is just going to put this one off the backboard, grab more boost, grab control of the ball, just hit the ball. And Smokey, with our final 30 seconds, this game could very well be over.
That's right, and it's going to have to be something special from Esportberg right now. Maybe a counter-attack could give them that hope, but Team Serene, like I was saying, number 3 for overfill total stolen. You know, number 1 Supersonic Nim. They've just been absolutely incredible here. And you can see them now keeping that possession. And Nim there just managing to escape away with it and close down the dream. Shut down the door for Esportberg here in this game number 5 in Champions Field. And with 7 seconds left to go,
Nim,
I think it's fair to say it's over.
It is over, Nim. That final goal. He's lucky we don't have offsides in Rocket League. Can Icon grab one for the road? He'll leave it for Flo. He will. It is 3-1, the final score in Game 5. But it will be Team Serene moving on to the upper final. Smokey. What a game that we have just witnessed.
Absolutely supreme stuff here to start us off in the RSC EU B stream, and what serene stuff it was indeed. Team Serene taking that victory 3-2. Did call it after game 1 as well on my prediction. My goodness though, commiserations to Esportberg here, who will be going down into the lower bracket. We'll be wishing them well. But I think there's a story here, Kieran, and it's a story of Gone with all these MVPs.
Well, yeah, Gom in every single game that they won was able to top his own team's leaderboard. And it wasn't because he was ball hockeying. He put in one brilliant performance. You remember that setup over for Temper, that incredible flip preset onto the backboard. He didn't score this game, but he set up all 3 goals. He got 3 saves and he had 3 shots. Hat tricks and everything all over the place, except the standard hat trick. But at the end of the day, yeah, we see it. Gom, the series MVP, he wasn't ever in doubt.
I think absolutely not. It was incredible scenes there on that whole series from start to finish. And I would like to take that second to, thank all of those players for that match because, for me and you in the booth, it was an absolute blessing to commentate. It was easy to commentate, and all of those players, well, they were giving us clips, they were giving us moments to look back on, they were giving us so many memories here in the RSC EU Premier Playoffs, and we're just living it up on the B stream, Kieran.
Yeah, we were just absolutely lapping it up. So we'll have a look at what is upcoming next on the V stream. If I look at the schedule for today on the B stream upcoming, Smokey, you will be leaving me. But up next, I actually have no idea what I'm gonna say. I think it would be Leviathans versus Oblivion. I have received from Mal. Thank you to him, and thank you to everyone for watching. We will be back very shortly with more RSC action.
turning heads and let's be you just didn't care. I'm just wanting to go back to say that I love you. I hate thinking that I'm on my own. I was loving life, I'm sorry it seemed we were only 17. Now I'm looking at the in-between. I'm looking for a life to lead. Oh, we know our time was a way to stay. The end felt like a facelift. You're okay, you're doing just fine. But I don't know how I'll survive. These days you seem so understanding. You make me want to stay. Well, these days you seem so awe-inspiring. You make me want to love again. But it's the least that I deserve after what we've been through. But after all that I have learned, I'm glad that I found you. Glad that I found you. I know you know this. Oh, this I'm sure. The weather's changing, but so am I. I'm not the man I was before. How do I show this? Well, I'm not sure. I'd say spend time with me, but I know that I need to admit, 'cause it's the least that I deserve after what we've been through. But after all that I have learned, I'm glad that I found you. Glad that I found you. And even though it hurts for today, it does not compare to the pain that I put you through every day. So what else can I say? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Oh, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Oh, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? 'Cause even though it hurts sometimes, I'm glad that I found you. Glad that I found you. Oh yeah. If you ever wish that you had stayed or don't dare, remember the way that you got played is unfair. But when I'm lying in this bed we made, oh I swear that I'll never forget about all of these days. Smoking cigarettes with a blood stain on my fingernails, and I'm thinking, what a shame. Why today? And it won't stop with a headache. Drinking alcohol to try and numb the pain, but it wants to stay. But what good does it do when I just wanna fix a light, a broken mind, so I can see the thoughts of my dying dream. Now I can't stop thinking about how we used to be when our love was easy.
Good
Well-
evening. Well, no, I guess I'll not bring us in. We'll just we'll figure it out as we go along, Kieran. It was so good to get back into this match, this stream, the RSC Season 13 Premier Playoffs. B-Stream, best stream, of course. Kieran, my name is Vector. Alongside me, Kieran, I've said his name a few times now. We're back in the booth together. And well, I'm replacing Smokey Bear. You had the privilege of watching that previous match. Went down to an interesting game 5 in that one, but you have the experience coming from that game. So
Yeah, a very, very interesting game. You know, absolutely brilliant. Team Serene able to move on to the upper final, so they will play later on. But now we are in the lower quarterfinals where we have Leviathans, who fell down from the upper round 1, versus Oblivion. Sorry, Oblivion fell down
other way
from the
around,
upper round.
yeah.
Other way around.
Oblivion, Oblivion
that's-
have tasted some doom of their own. The Shadow organization, Shadow Esports franchise, came from that the upper bracket, got taken down by Visionary in a not that close series earlier on in the evening, just an hour ago. 3-0 sweep for them, and they're having to fight back now here with their second life against a Leviathans team that has come all the way from the very beginning, playing rounds 1. They went down to the wire. Game 5 against Council of Sir. They got a free 3-0 forfeit sweep from Team Hosky, which was one of the major surprises of this tournament so far. But then they had to go against Illusory, where they had to go all the way to Champions Field once more. So they've been in 2 Game 5s this run through the lower bracket. Do you reckon they're going to have to do the same thing again here against Oblivion, who are coming off a sweep themselves? Leviathans have had to scrap and fight and desperately claw their way to this point. Oblivion are on a loss streak this entire playoff. So do we see that continuing here in this lower quarterfinal?
Well, here's the thing: Leviathans have been playing teams that have started in the lower bracket mostly, but other than that, I still do see Oblivion taking down the Leviathans. I think they have the class. They topped their conference, and Leviathans just barely made it in, coming in through 6th place. So I have faith in Oblivion to rebound from losing to Visionary 3. Visionary are a very strong side. Oblivion just fell short. I think they will take down the Leviathans. I think it'll be 3-1.
It's very much looking like a European battle versus the Brits, as all 3 players on Leviathans from the British Isles and Shadow Esports, 2 Frenchmen and a Belgian in Reiko, Reese Fox, and Flaco. So it's an interesting matchup, mainly because there's not much that separates these 2 teams, especially going back to league play. Both of them, of course, faced each other in the same conference. I think it was in Ignis, and they went 2-2. They drew their league play match, which it's hard to say whether or not that has much of a bearing on how this matchup is actually going to go at this point. It's been a fair while since that. I think that was back in week 5 or week 6, something like that. So there's been a lot of time between then, a lot of changes for these 2 teams, probably in how they play their way. And of course, as you said, you mentioned Oblivion finishing first in the conference, and Alpha Surge, the Leviathans, fell a little bit short. They came in 6th as a result of being in that play in round 1. But they've come all this way. They've had to fight for this. They've earned this position that they're in. As I said before, 2 game 5s. And Oblivion coming off a loss already. I think that might knock their confidence a little bit. This one could very much go down to the wire. I reckon this probably goes 3-1, 3-2 Oblivion's way, but it very much depends on how that momentum is built from the opening game. And I'm just looking forward to these 2 creating fireworks from the sparks that they've managed to build up coming out of league play.
Yeah, we have the same thought process, just the pure class that they have. You don't get to the top without knowing how to rebound from a low. So we finally do have all the players in our lobby, so I think we're just going to get going. So, Vector, we have our series on our hands. Leviathans from 6th place and Oblivion from 1st place will still face off in the same round, the lower quarterfinal. So, I think we are ready to go. And
I was just asking them if they were ready, and only one team responded. So, typical scenario here for the Premier. But yes, for the Premier tier. But yes, we are kicked off now with the lower quarter final. Leviathans face Oblivion. Leviathans on that winning streak, 2 matches won, both gone to game 5 just to get to this point. They have earned it through and through, but the toughest tests are still to come as they face off against Oblivion. Shadow Esports, the top of their table in league play, but that's all out the window, as this is a sprint. These playoffs, got to do it all on the day. And they're yet to prove themselves.
Yeah, well, some people would say it's a marathon, not the 100 meters. But, this series could be very short, or it could go the full distance. Only time will tell. We're only 40 seconds into game 1. The Oblivion currently have possession of the ball, bumping each other off of it, and another bump. Flaco gets bumped, still recovers. I'm just going to send it over to Reese Fox over on the right side. But, bit of danger for Oblivion. Maybe just a bit panicked. Maybe need to settle into the series. Flaco, the ex-Hosky man, on the ball.
He's up to the sidewall. Stealth. Couldn't get much more off of that. Forced to leave it for Oblivion. Flaco gets taken out for the trouble. Stealth all the way up on his own. Reese Fox, well aware of the danger, but it's dropped back now to Uncle Bill with a free touch off the backboard. Nothing more to threaten that Shadow Esports defense, but still continuing to find their way through the rotation. Great positioning from Uncle Bill and Chipper, but it's going to have to be Stealth to try and pick this up off the sidewall. It's too easy to clear out, and Bill going backwards. Looks for that back pass. Does connect with a teammate, but Reiko here with time and space gets bumped off of it. Into the backboard. Reese Fox will be there, but completely fluffs his lines, and a big chance spurn for Oblivion.
There you go. The first huge chance goes in the way of Oblivion. They could be setting up another one. Reese Fox into the corner, looks for the double, just misses. Risco unable to pop that one into the back of the net. Saved away. Flaco will come back, pinch it to the midfield. It could have been a free shot, but none of his teammates able to get the free goal. But this one will be free. Flaco, the man who was trying to set up earlier, receives Reese Fox's pass from the demo. Uncle Bill just absolutely dusted, and then Chipper take it out, and it just put into the bottom right hand, sorry, by Flaco.
One of the simplest finishes he's gonna find all night, and they'll be happy to take it to get first blood here in this crucial matchup for both sides. Final lives is another one already coming through for the Flying Frenchman. He's just waiting at that near post. Reese Fox does all the work here with that flip reset, gets it past two defenders, and it almost narrowly squeezes back out as Bill attempts to marshal it off the line, off his own post, but to no avail. That lead doubled instantaneously now. With 3 minutes left to go, Oblivion starting to show why they deserve to be here, to stay in these playoffs. And Leviathan's very much on the back foot. They have to respond.
Well, can I just ask, how did Reese Fox get that reset? I swear that only hit the front two wheels of his car.
It's
That's
Premier. You know, they operate on a different playbook from us. They just understand things about the game that us mere mortals don't quite get, as almost off the backboard. We see a third shot come through as Uncle Bill all the way at the field, just in the right place at the right time, it seems like, as an instant counter for Leviathans does half that lead. Yeah, he didn't expect to be getting this ball, but he's happy to take it, I'm sure, as he pierces the bottom right corner of Oblivion's net. And a wild one we see here from the Premier players, unable to stop that kind of play happening, and they don't expect it to. I think most of the time, someone to just be in their back lines, ready and waiting to finish it off. But it's a boon for Leviathans at this point, and they really should start to build upon this now.
Yeah, Leviathans will need to bring in one more goal into this series. However, Oblivion will be hunting for that extra one. They want their 2-goal padding back. Here comes Stealth though, looking to cut it down to none. Uncle Bill, I guess, control of this ball, off to the backboard it goes. And it will be, I think, Flaco able to send it out to the right. Reese Fox collects, realizes his beat, just lets Stealth bang it. And Flaco once again will send it over to the same corner. Chipper though, good fake. Leaves it for Bill, bit of an awkward touch, just bumped off the ball. A bit of violence coming out. Comes back to the backboard. Flaco could be looking at a free shot.
What?
Wrestles the post.
Hat trick on a plate right there for Flaco. Would have bet all the world he finished that off, but just kept it straight. And is not able to re-secure that 2-goal lead. Will be kicking himself for that miss. Sure, we'll get another chance here as Reiko off the backboard. An incredible angle, just had to be stopped to that near post. Uncle Bill recognized the threat. Another one comes in from Reese Fox. Shot after shot after shot. Up to 8 now in this game for Oblivion. Leviathans themselves on 6. And it's just a back and forth slug match right now between these two teams. And there's no surprise to that, as 2 double taps could be finished off by Reiko, but another one off the crossbar, still giving a lifeline for the Leviathans here in the opener. I'm amazed that one didn't go in.
That could have been one of the greatest pass plays I have seen in my time casting Rocket League. Now Reese Fox back into the midfield. This one goes, but no teammate able to follow. Chipper 50 by Flaco, but just leaves it for Uncle Bill. Gets the reset, goes low. Reiko gets the read in Flaco. Reiko, Flaco, it's just rhyming and certainly
it's very confusing.
But we come down to the final 10 seconds. What do Leviathans have left in the bag? It's going to be a bang. Fake by Stealth. Shot from Chipper. Fox clears at the top corner. Another shot comes off the backboard. And the 50 from Flaco could be huge in the corner. Awkward. Hard to score, but the set from Chipper to the right side it goes. Flaco tips this one away and it will finally hit the ground. Oblivion take the first game.
What a tense, tight finish that was for Oblivion. Some incredible composure from Leviathan's offensive rotation to get those shots away, to create those chances, but stalwart defense from Oblivion. Had to stop it, had to do it to avoid that overtime, and did it, they did. Incredible stops. And I think that's 7 saves from them. They still had to defend plenty in this game, despite the fact that they had the better of the offense as well. Incredible start to this this quarterfinal, and I'm just looking forward to more. As I didn't see too many obvious errors from either side. Of course, Oblivion had a lot of chances where they could have put this game away. This could have easily been 3 or 4, maybe even 5, if their finishing was just a little bit more tuned. But Leviathans, for their own sake, still fought to keep themselves in it, and I just hope they have a little bit more to show and put on a performance for us and give us some great overtimes in this one, because it feels like the kind of series that deserves it, and Forbidden Temple could be the beginning of that.
Well, yeah, you are completely right. Overtime very well could be looming by the time we get to the end of these 5 minutes, Vector. But we're going to start with that 5 minutes on the clock. Chipper and Reesvox will face off after the initial kickoff in the air. And now this one's just going to be banged up. Reesvox looks for the angle off the cross. It goes. None of the players can read it. Possibly slightly awkward bounce. Hit right at the net. It goes again. Sent away on called Bill. Stealth able to send this one over to the right side. Chipper up to the task, up to the ball.
Oh, he knows what he's doing.
Leaves it for Bill. He had a plan. Couldn't quite execute it. Stopped at the last second. And here we go again on the right side with Rico to the backboard. Is sent away by Bill again. The pressure coming back for Oblivion, but Leviathans defending well and will look to start their own attack.
Starting to see a lot more controlled and clever decision making from Leviathan's offense. We saw Chipper there going for that aerial bump, knew that he was not the favorite when it came to the first shot. And got to keep seeing more of that from this Alpha Surge side to beat this Oblivion team. There's another aerial bump. This one worked, but it's off the crossbar. Chipper to finish, but Reesvox is right there. The brick wall to prevent a lead for Leviathans. They still don't have one in this series, of course, only the second game, but that was such an incredible stop to make sure Leviathans don't get that confidence, get that momentum that they desperately require. As a defensive demo, gotta say, from Flaco, as Reiko looking to get his own psycho here, taken by Reesvox. A team psycho, you might say. But stopped right at the midfield line by Chipper. Flaco to try and finish this one off, can only pop behind a Reesvox, who can tap it down, stealth to pick up, and all the way back down to the black side of the field as well. And it's continuing to be back and forth here. You can see just moment by moment, they're chipping away at each other, and eventually something is going to give. One of these sides will cave in. And we'll finally see their opening goal here. Now 2 minutes into game 2.
Well, you say one of these sides will cave in. Oblivion don't seem like they're going to do it, but this could be the mine through. I'll eat my words. Cast a curse, you could say. Flyco, pinch out. Chipper just knows exactly where it's going. Lovely beat past Reiko, and there's nothing Reesvox can do. Uncle Bill just slaps that one straight into the net. The Englishman puts this one away. And we go back to kickoff. And the Leviathans lead this game 1-0. They haven't had a lead so far. Obviously, only game 2 they were behind almost from the get-go in the first proceeding. Still, though, they look to expand on their lead now. Otherwise, Oblivion will be looking back to get back into this. This could be the double up, but was sent away by Rico.
Uncle Bill, as his player title suggests, cold as ice, looking to finish this one off. Actually a back pass, a 1-2 to Chipper. Stealth is a little advanced as third man. It's allowed Reesvox to create some chaos. As Flaco's right there for the finish. Right back into this game. Equalizer a little too easy as Reesvox weaves his way around the defense. Recognized how vulnerable Leviathans were there to the counter-attack. And it's come to an incredible moment for Oblivion to get back into this game, exactly what they were looking for, to exploit the space that Leviathans were leaving. Uncle Bill may have faked that one out for Stealth to go for the double tap. Easy enough for Flaco to deal with. Uncle Bill can try and catch this one, but Reesvox ready for it, and so is Flaco. Not much boost, but he could create some mania for Leviathan's defense there in the corner. They managed to deal with it, and now Stealth once more on the front foot. They're just struggling to find a way through each other in conventional means, it feels like a lot of the time. We'll just have to see if we get any more double taps or flip reset attempts. That's the kind of thing that I want to see.
That's conventional in Premier, but here we go. This could also be conventional to air on his own teammate. Doesn't matter because it's not the one looking for the shot. Uncle Bill off the pass from Chipper in the air. You know, he absolutely wiped out Stealth, saying, "Nope, leave it. Uncle Bill's got it." And he shows exactly why he's been told to leave the ball. Pops that one bar down, and they lead again 2-1. Obviously now the clock will be once again working against Oblivion. Chipper though, going low. It's gonna make it 3-1. That is fantastic.
I mean, his name would suggest that he's the kind of guy that wants to go high, hit the ball up and over, but no, he stayed on the ground the entire time for this one. Brings it down to the floor and weaves his way around 3. In fact, that was. The first one flew straight over him, but the last 2, he just nicked it around him, and he could be doing so again off the kickoff, but opts to leave it for his teammate. Pick up boost, and now into the sky he goes. Gonna have to do this all alone. Off the ceiling, has the reset, bounces it down. All 3 defenders were in position to stop that one, and Reiko does so. Not quite enough of a follow-up there from Leviathans, but they had that 2-goal lead they were looking for. Now with a minute left, it's all about holding on to that and making sure they don't leave that space that they did for that Oblivion managed to exploit before. And they really have a chance on here to seal the second game. It's a massive pinch.
Yeah, massive pitch up to the other end. Reese Fox has to do well. Does so, is able to grab his own corner boost, looks to the tap, Stealth though towards the backboard. Flaco waiting on it. They need a goal now if they really want a chance to get back into this game. Reese Fox having to dodge the bump. Rico having to collect on this ball, does so. So Reese Fox low on boost. He's going to have to create something with it. Dodges the oncoming attack from Uncle Bill. Then we come down almost to the final 30 seconds. Powerful flick. Rico has to get a touch on it. Does. Chipper got the shot and it's just blocked out by Flaco. Also low on boost. But they get it away. Stopping the scoreline from being 4-1. But they need to make it 3-2 relatively quick. Otherwise they will lose the second game and we will have a tied up series.
Yeah, it was a lovely defensive display, but all amounts to nothing. They had to be down the other end of the field, and really, it's all just been washed away like letters in the sand. Does not matter, as Uncle Bill to catch this one with the reset. Probably didn't even need it, as the third man was taken out anyway. Reiko was second best, second favorite. 3-goal lead now for Leviathans, and I think this is probably going to be quite a surprise to a fair few people. I mean, we talked about it before. Leviathans gone through 2 game 5s to get this to this point. They know how to fight. They know how to earn their way through these playoff games. Oblivion coming straight off a loss. Won the first game, of course, but they didn't quite have it that secure. There's only 1 goal, and they had left plenty of space in the back line to allow Leviathans to gain at least a little bit of momentum, to spark a little bit of hope. And from that, they built a blazing fire here on Forbidden Temple. A 3-goal victory is nothing to scoff at, especially in Premier, especially against this Shadow team. And I think that they've been left with a lot to think about going into Game 3. And we'll be making some crazy changes as 2 players now leave to affect that placebo and probably make a car change as well. What do you think they need to do specifically to try and rally this one back?
Well, so we're gonna have to bring in some analysis there on the Premier players. Can be hard to do, but you know, something that I tended to see that Leviathan was doing was just actually getting on that ball just that tiny bit quicker, just that reaction. Oblivion didn't always seem alert as to what was actually happening in that play. Maybe it could be a communication error. Maybe it is just one of those days. You know, they had the class and they've had the skill to do what they needed to do to top their conference against a variety of teams. But we'll see what they can shape up to do now as we go into Game 3. You know, this series is still tied, Vector. Anything can happen from here. It's just a best of 3. We'll see who takes series match point. One of these teams will advance in the lower bracket.
Here under the soaring skyscrapers and lovely lights of Sovereign Heights. We shall see which of these sides once more takes the lead in this series. Oblivion did it first. Leviathan's looking to be the ones to snatch that away from them. 3-goal lead means nothing. Now that we're back to 0-0 and 5 minutes, Oblivion will be wanting to get aggressive, get out on the front foot, get in Leviathan's faces. Don't give them that space that they were utilizing so well on Forbidden Temple. As we see here, first offensive stint Doesn't come to much, but Flaco still has control, and Reiko's right there, catches it well. Chipper's all alone and is not going to be able to deal with this as Refox with a free shot top right. 40 seconds in, opening goal, exactly what they were looking for.
4:20 on the clock, we love to see it, and the first goal goes in. And Reese Fox getting the credit for that one. It's a good play all round from Oblivion. All three players getting involved to launch this one up the field and eventually into the net. And we'll see how Leviathans can reply. They'll want to do it quickly, but it could very well be a doubled lead. Now can Flyco get another touch on this? No, he can't. Reese Fox looks to shoot the pre-jump save. Coming out. And then demos all over the field. However, they're unable to capitalize on it, are the Leviathans.
Deadly defense coming out. Uncle Bill with a couple demos. Stealth with one of his own. They're just trying to get rid of him, and they respond. Oblivion here. Taking out the counter chance. Chipper all alone. He's going to opt to pass this one and to get the bump as well, but Reese Fox avoids it definitely in the air, and now on the other side of things, Uncle Bill will stop the first opportunity. Chipper can only tap it across to Reiko. Catches it. Nice flick over. Stealth. Into the backboard. Uncle Bill goes flying for it as well. It's going to be awkward to deal with for the defense, but no innate threat from Oblivion there through the rotation. They didn't want to commit too much. Hold on to this lead as it is for now. Uncle Bill with plenty of speed. Boost as well to get this second touch past the second man. Even more than that. Chipper going to be up high, looking for the double. Maybe faked it out. Stealth with a free shot. The disruption was there, but the rotation is quick enough to keep it away, keep it alive for this counter here now into the backboard. And as you should expect, Premier covering that diligently. And just a bit of a muted game at this point now as they try to find their way through the gaps in the defense.
Yeah, it's all about finding that chink in the armor now. Just seeing what they can do. Chipper maybe looking to put a chip in the armor. Looking to put just a little dent. Other than that, Uncle Bill unable to get this one through Flaco, who will then also take control of the ball. Could be a shot for Rico, blocked out. However, by Stealth. Once again, this goes up towards the backboard, sent away by Bill, and Stealth gets control of this off the sidewall. Has the reset to keep going. We'll look for the bump, unable to connect, and Reese Fox sends over to the right side. Doesn't get the demo, and this leaves it open for Uncle Bill, but this play once again slows down. And Vector, you know, they hold on to this lead, but you think Leviathans could be knocking on the door. Do you see a goal coming for them at some point?
I feel like he has to. They scored 4 in the last game. We know how threatening their offense can be, depending on how much Oblivion have changed as time has gone on. Between the games, at least. No 1-0 lead is ever safe. It's as fragile as can be. And I'm honestly expecting an overtime in this one, should Leviathans actually manage to get one back. As a pinch here from Flaco off the side wall. Allows Reiko to pick it up. Chipper easily dealt with, and lots of time in rotation as well. He doesn't manage to get it past the first man. Just threatening aura here from Oblivion's offense. As a 3-man passing play does open up more space off the post. I may have cursed him. I may have made things bad for Leviathans here. As Oblivion find their way through. So unfortunate for Bill there. Does everything right in the right place as well, but the angles were unfavorable, and a 2-goal lead for Oblivion. It's starting to look a little more dire here for the Alpha Surge side in game 3, but I still have faith. I still think that they could possibly rally back from this, at least 1 goal.
Certainly, and now we go to just the final minute, 60 seconds. We'll be on the clock in just a few moments' time. What can Leviathans do to bring this back to level pegging? They need to just get 1 to start off with. Rico looking to triple up that lead. This one's going to go towards the backboard. Flyco the first up to it. Reese Fox saved it. Betrayal on the Oblivion side.
Honestly, I thought that was a passing play. It looked like they were trying to pinch it between each other and go for the delayed shot and really confuse the defender. It looked like it did, but was not towards the net. Whatever the weather, it has wasted a lot of time here, and this one's going to bounce through. Oh no, Chipper's taken that way too far. Stealth trying to go for the bump as well. Uncle Bill's already up. Chipper could be there, could be between the players. Weaving around the defense once more. As the goal does go through, back to the scoreline we saw in game 1, but with time on the clock for Leviathans, a kickoff in their favor is crucial. We may see a fake here depending on how it's set up. Or they're going off the angle. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Chipper to 58. Uncle Bill is there, but doesn't have the boost. Opts to take his time. Maybe pop this high for someone to follow up. Reese Fox ready. Stealth. It's not going to be there. Uncle Bill has to get some sort of touch. It's the worst one he could have gotten as Flake goes back down the field. 5 seconds left. Not in their favor. It's going to bounce once more. Last chance for them to find a way through as Uncle Bill doesn't have the boost. Flake pops it forward. It's going to be spiked by Oblivion's defense. The perfect response to that counter-attack opportunity. They hold on once more. Both games that Oblivion have won have been nail-biters. They've come down to the wire. And you can read into that whatever you want. But it probably does give Leviathan some measure of hope going into this next game as they are now facing down match point. A struggle, but I think they still have plenty left to say. I don't think this is going to knock them too hard. They know how to beat Oblivion. We clearly saw that. They beat them handily in the second game. And I'm expecting a much stronger response here in the fourth.
Yeah, so I think, again, the Leviathans, they are down, but they are not out. Not yet. The team that loses this series will be out of the tournament, so this is elimination point now for Leviathans. And Oblivion are on series point. They have 2 games, they have double series point to see what they can bring into this next one or the next 2 games. But I feel like if Leviathans are able to force a win in Game 4, they will also take it in Game 5. I think they will have that momentum. Sort of taking turns as to who will win. But going into Game 5, absolutely anything can happen, anything can change. So we go back to our kickoff, 5 minutes on the clock in Game 4. Will it be Oblivion taking the series in 3-1 as I predicted? Or will we go to Game 5 where Leviathans will have the opportunity to move on in the lower bracket, continue their run?
The moonlight can be blinding here at midnight on Beckwith Park. Will it illuminate the path for Leviathans to find their way back out of the dark? Time shall tell. Chipper trying to find his way off that touch. Another weird and wonderful passing play from Oblivion. Maybe not choreographed, but it has left some space. Leviathan stealth with the demo. No one wanted to pick that up for some reason. Chipper didn't want to commit. And it has left Oblivion still here in offense. Hulkabill, all he can do is get the 50 away. Stealth is going to be second best to this one. Flaco with the free shot. Reiko to follow as well. Chipper somehow read that follow-up play. I thought he had to be ready for the initial shot, but he had to be there for the second as well, the follow-up play. Great defense to keep them level here in the opening minute. And now on the back foot, we see Oblivion. Hulkabill with the free shot. Easiest finish he's going to find in this game, I believe. Once again, Leviathans with the opening goal. And they won the last game they did that in. So, Game 4 theirs.
Well, every time a team has scored first, they have gone on to win the game so far this series. Will that be the telltale story?
Oh.
Or will Oblivion be the ones to change the script? We've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds to find out, but it looks like we're going to keep going with the telltale story. 2-0 Leviathans.
This is a strange defense from Oblivion. I know Flaco has to jump there to even attempt it. He knew the shot was coming in. Has to assume someone's going to follow a bouncer into the left-hand side. And now a 2-goal lead for Leviathans once more. Off kickoff went in favor of Oblivion, but it's easy enough to deal with for Bill. Can just take his time. Send it back over and across to get in front of each other. The communication was lacking there. It's left some space for Oblivion. They try and pick it up off of each other. Reese Fox not able to get anything from that. Reiko has to follow up as the third man. He's got no support and no boost, however, so not going to be able to do much with it. Flaco can get it past one, but Uncle Bill diligent in his duties on that near side. Chipper happy to escort this away from his own side as well. Uncle Bill to the backboard. Couple demos once more. Leviathan's trying to rely on that disruption game, and it has kept Oblivion pinned back for the time being. Great fake underneath, and he has a little boost to work with as well. Gets the fake on Reese Fox. Will probably go for the disruption, but his teammate not quite in position. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Leviathans. The decision making and the way that they operate in the midfield, especially, is leaving Oblivion so confused. It feels like at times they're still working together and finding those passes, but they just can't string enough together to threaten the final third.
Well, no. It looks like Oblivion. Well, they have half a game to change something up, but otherwise, Leviathans, both their game was a 3-goal win that they got. They look like they're going to be on track for another one at minimum. This one could be it, unless Flaco can get it away, which he does. Reese Fox towards net, over stealth, just under the crossbar, and that one will sneak its way in, and Oblivion, in just the blink of an eye, are back in this game.
Fairly simple outlet pass, cherry picker, stealth, caught flat tired there. It seemed like he wasn't expecting the earliness of the shot, maybe the power, and just couldn't manage to stop it out. As another one here from Flaco. Picks out that bottom right, but Uncle Bill once more. The great defense to stop it in its tracks. Now 1-goal lead. Frighteningly fragile here for Leviathans. They're starting to miss a few easy touches here in their own defense. Maybe shaking a little bit from that first concession, as Uncle Bill will not be able to stop Reese Fox picking up his brace. And things are starting to break down here, uncharacteristically from Leviathans. I mean, this was a difficult one to read, to be fair. It just sort of falls for Reese Fox. Or he falls on it, more specifically. And it has tied up this game with not much left to go. It's a surprising one, but it's an exciting one. I'm hoping to finally get the overtime we've deserved throughout this series.
Well, yeah, we certainly deserve it. So do these players. They've played absolutely fantastically. Maybe they don't deserve it. Maybe they don't want the punishment and the stress of overtime. Well, here we go. We might not be going to overtime because Oblivion just want to shut it out early. 3-2 the score. They come back from 2-0. Reese Fox, round one, over the other. Chipper, you jumped too early, mate. I'm just going to flick it in the top right. And a minute 19 on the clock. And Oblivion look to close out this series on Beckwith Park.
The brilliant Belgian that is Reese Fox with the hat-trick, not wanting to be outshone by his French counterparts. As he looks for the fourth, will not get it, but Reiko still keep this one in the danger area. Easy enough for Chipper to get away, but only to the midfield line. Reese Fox following up, going to look for that double tap off the corner, gets it, but backboard bound. Uncle Bill cannot find his way out either, as they're just so slow to the ball here, coming out of defense, that they can't get it away, and somehow this has found its way through for Reese Fox to pick up his fourth. This is not what Leviathans need right now. There's only 50 seconds left. They can't even clear a simple ball out of their corner. 2-goal deficit. This has just gone from bad to utterly awful for Alpha Surge here. If they do not score 2 goals in the next minute, they are gone. They are out of this tournament.
Well, as Danny Boy would say, oh, never mind.
There's no way this doesn't go in. No. How have they not scored this? That was on a platter.
GG's, Vector. This is over. If they can't score that, and they can't score that, it was top bright. Flaker saves it away. And Flaker saves another one. Yeah, it's over. It's just completely over. This one is open.
Oh my goodness.
From one end to the other. 5-2 the score. 21 seconds. It's gone. This series is finished.
It's been a while since I've seen a game fall apart so quickly and so brutally for a team as this. They were in control. Two-goal lead for probably 2 minutes from the start of the game. The first one came through from great play from Reese. Well, not even great play. It was just a simple counter. A pass up the field and a shot. That was all it was. And then he got the fortunate bounce, the drop down, finished it off easily. And for some reason, that just created a short circuit in Leviathan's minds. And it all went downhill from there. The third goal was incredible from Reese Fox. Sniped out that top right corner like it was nothing, like he's always been hitting the the top bins the entire night. And the rest of it was just what followed. The drip became a flood. It was just a tidal wave of offense from Oblivion, 5-2, and I think that was a proving game for them. They went down far too easily against Visionary, a 3-0 sweep. in this one, they needed to prove that they're still here to fight. They've got plenty of teeth to bear, and that's exactly what they did in this game. 5-2 win in the fourth, and what a way to do it. I want to go back and analyze exactly what it was that happened to Leviathans, how they broke down so much there. It felt like they just gave up. Something snapped and they couldn't fight for whatever reason. It looked like a completely different team to the rest of the series.
Yeah, so, it will be Reese Fox, your series MVP there on your screen. 1797
No
points,
surprise.
12 shots, 5 goals, 4 of them coming in that final game. 4 assists, 6 saves and 2 demos. Game 4 is just absolutely farmed, maybe stolen series MVP. I don't think they'll care. They move on in the lower bracket. They will face Esportberg in the lower semi-final, who have gone and 3-0'd Fuchsia Esports. Or Offiusa, or however you say it. I've forgotten. They've got
think either
a
works.
sweep over on the main stream. So Oblivion and Esportberg will face off in the lower semi-final down here on the B stream, I believe. But that's it for me tonight.
And that is a shame to be losing you, Kieran. But this was a pretty good match that I think we both got the prediction right on. I did say 3-1 or 3-2. I was a little
You said
little
3-1.
I was a little coy about which way it would go. I thought it could go to game 5. Leviathan showed their pedigree in game 2. I thought they'd continue on to do that, but Oblivion, as you mentioned at the beginning of the series, they just had that quality, that extra little bit, that extra step, that level that they could move up to, that gear that they could go into. And it clearly showed there. Hopefully they could continue to do that in the lower semi-final, but as you said, we will be eventually moving on to the upper semi-final between Team Serene and Visionary. 2 of the big favorites in this tournament will be on this B stream as well. We hope you all enjoyed that one. I'll be back very shortly with, I believe it's Biggles that's coming in to replace you, Kieran, but it's been a pleasure and a privilege, and I hope that... Are you casting any more to tonight?
No more casting for me.
Now you can just relax. You can just enjoy the rest of the night. It's been so good.
I certainly will. Good luck to all of the remaining 4 teams. We have our top 4 in the lower semi-final, Oblivion and Esportberg. In the upper final, Team Serene and Visionary. That is it for me. Up next will be the lower semi-final on the B stream, as well as the upper final over on the A stream. 1 team will move on to the lower final. 1 team will be knocked out. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you next time.
représente. Qui je suis, putain. Va falloir que je me lève. Que je recommence à zéro. C'est comme ça que ça se termine. Une balle dans la tête, deux balles dans le ventre. Mais putain, faut que je me relève. Que je me casse. Comment je vais pouvoir me sortir de là? seen enough things to lose hope. Baby, are you still going? I am even stronger now. Evil is looking around you, and maybe I'm mistaken. You know I'm feeling alright. Like something on my face, something in my veins. Tears. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. The more that I've done, the less I become. I just live forever within our souls. So do if I know, and life will go on. And then we'll become just nothing at all. Just nothing. Just nothing. Just nothing. Just nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. And then we'll become just nothing at all. We've seen all the way to ourselves just to know what it meant, so you took it away. Till times reconnected, just like gonna forget it when night is done. There's something on my face, something in my veins.
Good evening, one and all, and welcome back to the RSC Season 13 Premier Playoffs. I'm Vector. Alongside me, joining for the first time tonight, is Biggles, subbing in for I forgot who it is because they don't matter, because Biggles is here. So Biggles, the man, the myth, the legend, and he's joining me here in the lower semi-final to preside over Oblivion, Shadow Esports versus Esportberg, representing Green Phoenix, and it is a treat, a wonderful little snack, Biggles, because it is the top seed from both Ignis and Glacis in the Premier Division, which may be surprising to see that they're both in the lower bracket. They've both been beaten in that upper round one. Oblivion, they got taken down pretty unceremoniously in a 3-0 sweep against Visionary, but Esportberg, they actually fought back. They got a 2-3 against Team Serene. So they both tasted the bitter tonic of defeat, but Oblivion a little bit more on the brighter side. They've just beaten, I completely forgot who it was, Leviathans, 3-1 in the previous match in the lower quarterfinals. So they have something going into this, but Esportberg, they're coming straight off a loss, and they may struggle here in this matchup, but I'm looking forward to it either way.
You got to sweep everything out what happened in the past now and
Very
focus
true.
on the future. And both these teams will definitely be doing that. Mr. Victor Charlie, so to call you, and you call me a legend, sir. I believe that I'm still around, so in order to be a legend, sir, I would have to be.
You can be a living legend. That's the thing.
There's no such thing as a living
What?
legend, but perhaps legends today will be born by these teams.
Wait.
Because if they get their way through.
Would that mean they have to die?
Well, they'll die if they don't proceed further.
You put
it that
yourself in
way.
a pit here, Biggles, that we need to
have.
desperately clamber out of and get back to things. As you saw there, the team stats that they saw come up, the individual player stats as well. I don't put too much weight in that simply because it is from league play, not from the playoffs themselves, and things change, things shift as we get through the night. Fatigue starts to set in, especially, and people's perspectives and understanding of each other changes as well. And of course, with them being opposite conference, we don't really have much to go off of. These two teams never played each other in league play. This is the first time they have met this entire season, and I think it's going to be a clash for the ages, just based on the fact they are the two top seeds and they're both fighting for their lives here. This is the last chance either of them gets to progress forward, and there'll be some rematches if either of them beat each other, because of course, it is the top four that we're finally down to here in the Premier Playoffs.
It is your top seeds, of course, in your divisions, and then at the end of the day, you've got to then realize, oh no, that all that seeding through the regular season is now thrown at the door, because now you just got to have to play, as you said, off some losses, some devastating losses to the team. But then there's a reason why you got to the top seed in the first place. You got to go roll back to that, and I guess we're going to get rolling to find out how that's going to pan out.
Ability is obvious, strength is surreal at times in the Premier Division. But it all comes down to what you can do on the day. Both these teams, as I said, have been beaten. They should know their weaknesses by now, and they should have patched them up and be ready and willing to fight for their lives here in the lower semi-final. I think
doesn't
most
beat you,
people
only
pick
makes you stronger.
Eastberg. Yes,
Oh,
very
here
true.
we go.
Or it breaks your legs, or your axles in this in this scenario. But they've both got the ability to beat the others. I think, as we see an initial shot off the bow from Reiko from the ceiling, dealt with well. My icon there just snagged off his back bumper. And team bump here going forward. I do have some understanding of this Oblivion team, of course, watching them against Leviathans. I was with Kieran there in the previous series, and I did see some gaps. They did lose one game 4-1. They responded in kind in a 5-2 in the final game, the fourth game, in order to get them to this point. But there are points to exploit for Esportberg, and I think most people would put them in the win category for this series. They are one of the best teams in the tournament, and they're starting to prove that here with an open goal.
Yeah, that's straight down the middle of the net. I couldn't quite get it back in time there. So the Esportberg will get the first one in the back of the net. First game, the team that wins the first game generally wins the series. Is that not the rule of thumb?
It can go back and forth. It really depends on how you measure momentum in a game like Rocket League, which is often the case. That it is very important, as a shot here does just get stopped narrowly by Nagflow. A German defender wanted to keep that lead intact, but statistically probably is true. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm seeing a lot of demos coming out early, so this is going to be some rough door banging between these teams, throwing it across the net. The teammate was not there to respond to that. They're on the back foot here. He's going to have to get that nice clear down the other end. Clears it straight back to the opponent, but Rico will get a touch on it, get it, perhaps another touch on the ball. No, he can't. Race Fox flying in the air, flying to get the double tap off the crossbar, and cannot make it work. They still have ball possession here. Defense has to pick up the game there. Little Fox needs to clear it out. Stuck in the corner at the moment. It has been attacked off. As Rig got past one, past another, still back in the corner here. And they finally got the clear down the other end to give himself a little bit of breathing space. Another demo coming up.
Oh. Well, I'm not quite sure this was in the playbook, as Nagflow gets a goal posthumously. I am very confused as to the decision making from Reese Fox there. We did see an own goal, I believe it was from this team, Oblivion, in the upper round one. I can't remember if it was Flaco or Reiko. It was one of the two. I'm pretty sure. And they've done it once more here. And a very, very simple counter from Esportberg, just from the backboard. Lion Fox does this all alone. There's no one to commit to it. There's literally no one.
No,
I don't think there was anyone in the Oblivion half there for that one. This is strange to see. Yeah, no one's home right now, and it's already a 3-goal deficit. One at the courtesy of Oblivion's own defense, so they desperately need to shift things up here, because it's just going to go from bad to worse. So Esportberg, they're going to show absolutely no mercy. They will take whatever they can get.
They got time, and they're still applying the pressure. You got to remember, you got to work yourself a team, get back into your rhythm here. It's a little embarrassing sometimes to lose a couple of easy goals like that, but you got to just remember, stick together. Time is still on your side. Couple of goals right now. You're back in this one. I would not worry too much if I was the team boss. Get possession. First, get possession of the ball, and then work out your strategy. That's the key at the end of the day.
Step 1, get ball. Step 2, hit ball.
Yes.
Step 3, hit ball
in the back of the net.
Hit ball in opposite net, which is they've already failed step 3, unfortunately for Oblivion. But as you said, they must move past it, move forwards. They cannot rescind those 3 goals. They must just look to get 3 of their own in this final minute and a half. A tough, tall test. But
not give up. That's the key. I'd say, keep applying this pressure, and this is an opportunity here to get the double bounce back. In fact, Well, not the head bounce back that you wanted, of course, but there
What?
it is. That one's going to sting a little harder in game one.
I don't understand what Reese Fox again passing. Is he expecting someone to be there on the backboard? It feels like there's a huge lack of communication. I can't fathom why else that kind of play is made. Is send it to his own backboard, assuming in complete confidence that someone's going to get to it, but it just ends up being a pass to the opponent, and now 4-0, pretty much from 2 own goals, you could say. And it's Esportberg must be flabbergasted. They must be so surprised at the fact that they're getting some of these easy chances. They'll take them as much as they would take anything else, but they probably know they can't rest on this laurel. They know that this is probably not going to be an easy series throughout the entire thing, and well, hopefully they do. Hopefully they don't get complacent, but we shall just have to see. We still haven't had, well, I haven't had a game 5. I had a game 4. Got close last series, but I definitely want to see that, and I don't want it to go down as a just a washover for Oblivion here, because they earned this spot that they're in, and it's surprising to see that they've capitulated like this in game 1.
I wonder if it's coming down to the exhaustion, as you mentioned here. So Reese Fox has the Travelers won all the way there, but nobody to follow it through. Quite disappointing. I was going to say a last-minute confidence goal will do wonders for him going into game 2, because I've lost game 1 for the likes of Oblivion. But Esportsberg, I was about to say as well, too, what they need to do is stop putting too much of a commanding lead on that one. Because it's like, you know, a magician. You don't reveal all your tricks immediately to your opponents, but Esportsberg have definitely pulled 3 out of the hat.
Yeah, they didn't have to do pretty much anything in this game. They just walked it. Complete stroll. And yeah, Snagflow and Live Fox, both the Germans, scoring in this one. Icon just sitting back. I mean, that stalwart defender, 3 saves to his name. But clean slate, fresh opportunity going into game 2, going on to Forbidden Temple. This is where Oblivion actually fell in the last series. They got beaten pretty handily in a 4-1, 3-0 defeat essentially against Leviathans. But this table's sort of turned, script has flipped, and they've been beaten in the first game. Like I said, they know what defeat tastes like. They got swept in the upper round 1, and they did lose a game in the last series. So this is not unfamiliar territory. You can look at it however you want. That it's they're used to seeing defeat, and they know what it tastes like. But they were the top of the table in league play for a reason. They are not pushovers. They know how to be victors. And they're going to have to harness that once more in order to get back into this series. If they lose this game, they will be facing 3 match points. You never, ever want to be there, especially on your last life. We'll see how they respond.
I always say treat every game as it's the last game. And forget about what's happened in the past, because at this point, it's irrelevant if you are down. You've just got to do what you do your magic, work together, communicate together, get that first one out of your mind. Of course, if you are the opposite team there of Esportsberg there that have kind of dominated in that game 1, you can't get too complacent right now. You can't say, all right, we've got this one, it's easy, it's in the bag. No, we've seen very close reverse sweeps, and we have seen reverse sweeps because of teams doing that. So until you've actually got 3 in the win column next to your name, you have not won the series.
I think it was just mainly a reorganization for Oblivion. This is a nice attempt at a passing play. I think a pre-jump from Reese Fox there, a little too high over his hood. But I like to see the confidence is still there. They're still looking for each other, and they've got that knowledge of how to develop offense. Just the decision-making that needed a bit of a tune-up. And they haven't conceded in the first minute, so that's certainly an improvement, at least in that.
Another demo coming out. I'm just wondering what they're going to be able to do here.
It's open. Double tap.
Get
Play
the shot,
go.
bang it in there. There it is. That's going to feel good now. Getting the first score of game 2. Now that can give that little bit of a motivation. The eggs in the audience there that are supporting Oblivion are jumping up and down like mad. You can hear them just in the background. It's a game now, and hopefully the team are thinking it's a game. We're not over. And the chat shout out. A little quiet in the chat there. Bring the energy to the
They're all just
series.
so focused. They're so enthralled by a commentary, by this gameplay, and by Lyfox opening the scoring for his team once more, as he did in the first, equalizing pretty much instantly. Nagflow with an easy bouncer pass. All three defenders completely out of this play. Nowhere near the ball for any of it. And
That's the one that really stings a little bit, I think, isn't it? An immediate equalizer kind of thing after you just put the work in to get that first goal. And that's the first goal, remember, that Oblivion had. That's the 5th goal now in the series for Esports Berg. So that one does sting. I think that one stings more than anything else, really. You know, there. But here we go. Oblivion just flip it all the way by himself. But then again, it is a backup. It's gone close to the fence there. Can they still get the ball possession? Slam at the back of that. Good shot there. Good defense. It does go off Reese Fox, actually. But yes, but you see, that's 3 hard shots fired at the net. Bingo gets the top corner. Even in regular football, that's a hard one to defend. The best goalkeepers in the world can't do that. Bingo, they got 2 on the clock, on the board.
I just realised there's 2 foxes on the field.
There is 2, isn't there? What did the fox say, actually?
It said, can we score a bit more, please? At least for Oblivion's sake. They definitely want to pad that lead, because it evaporated immediately the first time they got it. They'll be holding on to it a little bit longer, should they have anything to say about it. Lyfox to flick this one through the corner. Gonna try and look down the line. Reiko not gonna be able to do so. Flako straight back to an Esports Berg player. Icon not able to find his way past the midfield line either. Nagflow a lot more time than he probably expected there. Got a little confused. Could only hook it to his hood. Lyfox does very well to get it past another, but diligent rotation from Oblivion. They managed to find the touches that they need and force Esports Berg to just throw it back to them on the rotation. They're getting in each other's way a little bit, and there's no follow-up from the second man, which means Esports Berg actually get away with it. Breakdown in communication from Oblivion once more, but they will stop the initial shot and get away with a counter opportunity.
Oh, dangerous place to be, letting that ball bounce at the moment. And Icon slows it down, but unfortunately he might have slowed it down a little bit too much. Very, very lucky to get away with that one from Esports Berg. Once again, ball possession, you can see Oblivion, and now just trying to control it, dominate. Good passing play between the teammates. Brilliant. Going to get back on control of the ball there, but it's been cleared away over, and now they're going to have to go back on the defense. No, there it is. Good midfield clear, and here it is. Now they have to defend. He's misjudged his boost there, but Fleeko was right there in time there to get it done, and it could no, it hasn't converted into an opposite goal.
Starting to see a lot more control from both sides, especially in the air. Nagflow can't quite catch up to that one, but still Icon's right there looking for the dunk as well. Reiko wise to it. Now he has a passing option. Another one, another pre-jump from Reese Fox. They're linking up well and actually starting to hit each other at this point, but they're getting quite intimate with that crossbar. Another pre-jump from Reese Fox. Gets the flip reset as well. A little too high, and it allows Nagflow to wrangle it. He has no follow-up as his teammate. I think Esports Berg a little bit skittish about going forward too early as the second man, as they know that Oblivion are starting to pass so much better and read the passing lanes. A double commit will force it down the field, but all that Oblivion need to do now is hold on to this, kill as much time as they can, make sure they don't overcommit as Reiko sits all the way back. A big demo on Lyfox means they've got so much space to work with. That's such an awful spawn for him. Gets in the way of his own defender. There's another demo on the back line. Flaco's there to follow up. All 3 blue players in the same corner, and it's just allowing so much space for Oblivion to work with. All they have to do is keep it in this half, and they will hold on to this lead.
Yeah, he's going to put a shot actually on goal there. It's great. I think they want a third. I think they want that extra guarantee. But as you said, don't overcommit at this point. 2 players actually charging at the ball. That's very dangerous. All 3 drop on the top of the crossbar. They're back in the defensive end. They need to get it clear here. They need to get it clear. The problem is
what
they
a pass.
Straight to a good passing play opportunity. And there's an equalizer. Dangerous. I think he might be right. I think they overextended on their offense late. And look what happens when you overextend against Esports Berg.
Well, it's pretty frightening sometimes when you see that kind of passive play come out, especially from a team as prolific as Esports Berg. As we barrel towards an overtime in the final 10 seconds, can Oblivion get that lead back as rapidly as they lost it the first time? It's going to bounce once more. They keep it alive. It's not going to be able to get to it. Will be spiked eventually. The first overtime of this series comes at the behest of Oblivion, conceding that goal so late. And
that's
and I'm
where
glad to see it.
Oblivion need to get it, need to work out. Oblivion are definitely starting to work again. You saw those passing plays were amazing. The problem is they're just a day late, dollar short on the accuracy, but that's okay. I'll take that any day of the week as a coach, because you know inevitably you keep doing that over and over again, statistically you're going to get goals.
And it could be another chance here for
Oh, no.
Nagflow. Easy enough through the corner, finds his brace bottom of his team actually, considering he's got 2 goals. Again, with the back pass, they seem to trust each other so much. It's usually Reese Fox, but this time it was Reiko to try and nick it back to his teammate, just to keep possession, control of the ball in their favor. But eSportberg were wise to it, cut the passing lane, snatched it off them, and managed to find their way through. Again, a relatively simple finish, but it's sometimes those that are the most difficult to deal with, because especially at this such a high level, it's the kind of finish that you're just not ready for. You're usually looking for and train against the high flying resets and double taps, and almost always being ready to deal with the highest level, the highest potential offensive displays from your opponent. And then you just simply forget about all the simple stuff that Rocket League can happen in the ridiculous plays. And it doesn't necessarily feel like either side got the bounce of the ball. They both had some fortune and some woes. And I think it was a great game to show us what the potential was between these two teams, between the top 2 seeds. And overtime was deserved, but eSportberg just about pipped the post there and have got themselves onto match point, a 2-0 in the series lead. And it was something that I was thinking about with the overcommitment that we were talking about, that we mentioned, that
Yes,
avoiding risk is no safer in the long run than outright exposure. You know, the fearful are caught as often as the bold, and it can often be worse if you sit back too much. We saw the triple commit, which was just the beginning of the end, I think it was, for that equalizer. Once that happens, especially in Premier, you know something has gone wrong if you're all in the same place on low boost. And I think eSportberg exploited that wonderfully. Now on to Sovereign Heights, match point, so much in their favor, and I'm just worried for Oblivion. I'm just worried.
I'm a little concerned for them too, but they, if you're the coach, you got to say, you know, look at those demos coming out really thick and fast, actually, more from the other side. People, if you looked away out there in the chat, that's what happens. You see, nothing is sealed and dealed in Rocket League until the clock goes to 0. And out of the bat there, immediately Oblivion needs to score here, and they realize they're going to charge at everything they possibly can. And they cannot be safe at this point. They cannot, obviously it's proven, they cannot be safe with a high score line, because you saw eSportberg come back immediately. 2 goals they came back with to steal that one away in game 2.
Oh,
Almost
what
another one at
a
the moment
play.
that Oblivion could have got. But I like this different atmosphere from Oblivion. This is because it's now survive. It's a drive to survive, not the Formula 1 Netflix series, but the drive to survive and the championship hopes here for the RSC.
Score to play more. That's what we'll call it. From the Rocket League side, is that they've managed to get one on the board here, seal that lead once more, as they just, like you said, they're playing with no fear, simply because it's not. There's no worth to that. You can't hold on to it. This is do or die. If they do not win these next 3 games, they are gone. That's it, done and dusted. And I think that clarity, that simplicity, might be what unlocks them. They're not thinking about, okay, how can we strategize this to make sure they don't win the next game and the next game. No, you just have to win this right here and right now. It's pointless thinking about the past, and Flaco's doing that here, right here, with the crossbar getting rattled multiple times. They could not find their way through. Height was a problem, and a second goal eludes them once more. What must they do?
Well, the VIR technology on that one, that was in and out.
Oh, you got to be kidding me!
Yeah, it's because, unfortunately, because they committed so much to that offense, look at that little fuck, controlled that brilliantly, got it on the dive, and
What is this?
down to Icon, and it was just...
He passed to himself off the post.
Yeah, it was amazing. This is the problem, isn't it, for Oblivion? Every time they do such amazing work at scoring, Esports eBerg are just so much more better at the counter offense, and they I don't know, it's guttering, isn't it, for the team? And it maybe that's a part of their strategy. Maybe because they can attack and get goals immediately, once they concede one, they then demoralize your opponents. Just like they demoralize them, aren't they? They're just all that hype and all that, you know, yeah, we're in there, and then bang, all of a sudden they're just getting goals on you, and you're like, It,
I mean,
it-
there's no
To me,
way.
it feels. I even feel a little gutted every time they do that.
There's no way that Icon's first goal. No, Icon's first goal. No, it was Icon's first. I'm confused. Lyfox. What?
Yeah, well, I think
Shouldn't
that's
Icon have a brace?
Ah, well, that doesn't matter. You win
I'm
and lose
very
as a team
confused
together
now.
Anyway, so it's really irrelevant who gets the goal.
Either
The team
way.
gets it.
Icon definitely got that second goal. The first one was just fortune. He didn't mean to pass to himself off the post. He might claim that he did, but I don't believe it.
Of
course you have to claim it.
Say that. You're like, I planned it, sir. Absolutely. I've
And
been
it is the
practicing
last
that move
thing
for the last 6 months. It
that
worked.
Oblivion needed. That kind of bad luck is exactly the opposite of what they wished for, and it has favored Esportberg here with a lead, as fragile as it is. We've seen how good their defense can be throughout this series already, and with that control
there's your follow-up,
in this
gentlemen.
game,
Everybody
Three Fox
there.
tries to finish it. Great play from Flaco. Recognized the defender was going to be hunting that down the middle. Just flicks it back across the opposite direction beyond the defender, and they get that equal game back. They're having to work so hard just to keep themselves in this, just to keep their heads above water. And they're desperately looking for a life ring at the end of this game.
You
2
have
minutes now
work
to go.
harder. You have to work harder. You know that for a fact. You have to work harder than your opponents. It's the only way you're going to defeat them. Your opponents are very strong at the moment. Esportsberg are playing brilliantly together. They're gelling together. They're working together. As Oblivion, you're going to like we have as well. So we've been a #1 seed. We're on the back foot in this series as well. So we've both had to suffer some losses to get where we are. But you've got to then, and then once again, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And the action being Oblivion score, and the opposite reaction being Esportberg also score immediately after.
Yeah, the positioning's just a little too off for Oblivion's sake. They can't adapt to something going wrong in their rotation. There was a demo there that didn't necessarily affect the gameplay that much, but it did mean that whoever was on the front post just got a little confused, and now immediately off of kickoff, they find their fourth. Icon to the backboard, no one there. Lyfox happily taking this past
I'd call it time.
Reiko.
Oh, you can't actually, can you now?
No, this is the final game for
Yeah,
them.
you can't.
A timeout would be a permanent
Yeah.
one for
Fuck.
their sake after this game.
Well, at this
They have a
point, they've
minute
gotta
and
try
30.
something completely different.
That's it.
Because, yeah, you gotta like just throw everything, kitchen sink, you know, the family pet, whatever you can, to score.
Is that a worthy sacrifice?
Yeah, well,
Ugh.
it is. I mean,
Oh my
in a
goodness.
kind way, of course, the family pet.
In a kind way. It would be a willing sacrifice to allow Oblivion back into this one, but maybe that wouldn't even be enough as a minute
They're gonna
miracle.
Score, I say
Icon.
about now they need to score,
Oh,
and it could be. There it is.
Biggles.
And that's all
Biggles.
you need. You've
We're not
listened
allowed
me
to
up
do
here.
this. We can't
Yes.
influence the result of the game. You know, we
well.
have these powers. We're not allowed to use
I
them.
got channel points on the line here, okay, so
Oh.
I can, I know. Hey,
Conflict
why
of
not?
interest.
Because I'm saying they've got to give it everything, and that's just perfect. If it was like a strategy, if you could score, then the only problem is right now that unfortunately on your side, statistically in this series, is that every single time you score, your opponent team is scoring again. So
Yeah.
they've got to just get another one here. They've got plenty of time. Just calm it down. Just find the right place. Don't hang around your defensive area. Get the clear. There it is. Chase it down there. Try to find your teammate. Spread out on the field. That's even better. There it is. They're getting more taps and touches on the ball. That's going to work brilliantly in their favor.
Boost isn't in their favor though, and a double commit like that ain't gonna help either as Reiko to keep this one alive. Having to go backwards to get to this ball. Very little boost on the Oblivion side, and they're gonna be beaten at the first time. I'm asking Icon to look for the fifth. Off the crossbar save, just about on the line. That could be a saving grace for Oblivion. They give themselves one more opportunity as the final 10 seconds bear down upon them. Reese Fox is going to try and get this past the first man. Won't do so. Reiko with a backflip is going to throw off the defender, but it won't matter because Icon finds his way back through. The 5-second mark hits. Flaco can try and
He
take
could
it off
have
his
an open
corner.
goal.
Another touch, but no one is there, and it's going to hit the
Yeah.
ground for Esportberg to take down the Dragon. The Phoenix beats out here in a 3-game series. What a finish to take it off. I mean, that deserved an overtime. We had one in the second. The third one was just right there, right on the edge. And another 4-3 here from Esportberg. And it just felt right there in the tip of their palm, not the tip of their palm, the tip of their tongue. I'm mixing metaphors because I'm frustrated for Oblivion's sake. They had something there. They were working on it and they had the spark that was necessary, but they just couldn't light the fire. And it felt so unfortunate in so many ways, especially because of the way that the Esportberg scored their first goal. This could have easily been a 3-3 if they got the bounce of it. And I think just professionalism, just a pure ability on the field. Berg recognized the threat that Oblivion posed, and they just had that extra gear to go into. They managed to do so. So congratulations to them. Commiserations, of course, to Oblivion getting to this point. But the debate of the first seeds of Ignis versus Glazes, I think, has been decided, and Esportberg wins it out.
I think you're absolutely right. But I think what happened with Esportsberg is that they I think their psychological game started kicking in against Oblivion, isn't it? Because every time Oblivion got, I mean, after obviously the first psychological dagger was that one of just taking a 4-0 in the first game. That one always stings, doesn't it? And then going into game two, you saw Oblivion start to play a little bit better, obviously play a lot better, and drawing it to an OT, just losing an OT. But every single time Oblivion started to do something, Esportsberg counteracted it. They came back there and they just didn't give them any hope. And I think that psychologically got into a great team like Oblivion. And at the end of the day, there is a lot more, isn't it, to your plays of doing it at the right time at the right place. And that's just what. So look out, future teams, of course, with Esportsberg doing that same sort of psychological warfare, because there is psychological warfare in any esports tournaments.
Oh, without a doubt, the game, half of it is played off the field in the minds of all of the participants of the sport, and if you can get in the back of the head and under the skin of your opponents, then you just have that extra little advantage, that extra little bit that may be necessary. And that was certainly a contributing factor to this 3-0 sweep. Nothing against Oblivion. I think the score, the series score, kind of flattered Esportberg with the tightness, the closeness of the second and third game. First game, they just weren't ready. I think Oblivion, despite coming off of a winning streak, they weren't quite at the upper echelon of their ability, and that just blindsided them. They made a couple mistakes, and that allowed Esportberg to get that extra shift that pushed them all even further. Close overtime in game two, deserved one, I think, in game three, and this was as close as it could have been. Besides the individual games, so yeah, it's going to be the tail of the tape for those two. The way the cookie crumbles. Unfortunately, Oblivion, Shadow Esports find themselves fallen, and I can't look at any individual stuff. I don't know what the the result is in the upper bracket because Rocket League has frozen my computer. And I'm just looking at the screen. Yeah, I can't alt tab off of it. It's
This is my dingo
so
in the casting
annoying.
box chewing a new cable in the background again. My little pet dingo. Get off
What
his
do you
cable
mean again?
there, boy. Get off it. Yeah.
So I'm just looking
oh.
at the screen, and if for some reason it's at 3:45. I don't know why it stopped there. Some significance there. The universe is trying to tell me. But that will be it for the B stream, I think, tonight, Viggles. And it's been a pleasure being in the booth with you again. I wish that one could have gone on longer. I desperately wanted to see a game 5. Didn't even get a game 4 this time.
Spend more time with me in the casting.
Yeah, of
booth,
course.
isn't it?
Obviously, that's
All
the
right.
only reason.
Buy me flowers next time, please.
What?
All right.
If you're lucky, if you're lucky.
Hey, I
But-
hope everybody have a fantastic time. You can wrap this
Moving
up,
on.
so.
Moving on from that strangeness, we hope you've all enjoyed the proceedings here on the B stream. Of course, do not go anywhere. Go over to the main stream. I'm not sure if the match is still going on over there. If it is, quickly, rapidly leave because that is an incredible match going on up there. The top 3 so far has been decided, and we just hope you enjoy the rest of the night. But that will be it from myself, Vector, so Biggles alongside me, and of course Mal, that guy dead in the background, pushing all the buttons every now and then. He enjoys what he does. He loves it. That's going to be it from us on the B stream. We hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and join us on the other stream for some more RSC action. Good night.